Hi guys, welcome back to the Debt-Free Family Vlog. In this video we're going to talk about meal planning. So welcome to our channel. We are a family of 6. We have 4 adopted children from the foster care system. We have 3 boys and a little girl, and this is our life, and we have been debt-free for 2 years now. Yep, and we feel like rock stars.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk about a menu. I mentioned it briefly in the other video where we took you guys shopping. I find doing a rolling menu or a cycling menu super duper helpful. Now we used to, it's changed throughout times. One of the biggest changes I find was when she went non-dairy at first or whatever, but then she went fully vegan, which made it, you know, it made it difficult. Well, it just changed it. You know, it's difficult, but it wasn't as bad. A lot of the meals we already had were actually not too hard to switch to a completely, like a vegan version of it without actually having to cook. Like, you know, I remember for the first couple weeks, when she first started doing it, she was like hardcore into it and like making like, you know, kale smoothies and crap like that. So like, I mean, it's cool, but like, you know, like I'm not like I've used a blender like twice.
So I switched dietary needs because I have a health issue, and it's better for my health to have a faster moving bowel movements,
which
might be
cool.
TMI, but it works for my life, and it makes me feel better.
And it wasn't like a big nuisance for me. The nuisance for me was coming up with like I felt like I had to do new meal, and like that's the thing for me when I don't like if I get like I don't work that much, but if I do work like on a day where what makes me not want to cook is not having a plan. Yeah. To be honest, like, I mean, I'm not like, you know, I'm not a baker. Like, I don't like just finding new recipes. Every once in a while, like late at night, if I want a snack, I'm like, oh, let's learn how to make like these like beer battered fried dill pickles. You know, but usually that's not generally, and usually we don't even have, it's like, I find out I don't have half the crap that I need. We don't buy anything like, as I said, as I said in the last video, I don't just buy stuff because it's on sale or buy stuff because I might use like 5-pound bags of flour at some point. No, I hardly ever use flour. I've used flour maybe 10 times in my life. Yeah. You know, like, and I know like some people use it every day, and that's fine. Like you can, like, you know what you need, you know how you like to cook. But I do like to cook, but I'm not like, I don't want to make an apple crisp for every meal or something. You know, like I'm not like that person. You know, I'm not that. I can do it. Because I lived on my own for a long time, and I learned to cook for myself because nobody was around to cook for me, and I'm a decent cook. Like it doesn't take that much skill for me. Like I know what I like, I know what tastes good, I know what spices, you know, generally, but I don't necessarily stray too far from those things that I picked up when I was single. Yeah. You know, like really, I mean, like, you know, if every once in a while if somebody makes a meal that I like.
Our kids tend not to like baked goods as much either. It's just like we have one kid that likes donuts, but that's about it. As far
in general,
as
our kids don't really like
sweets. Sweets as well.
But then they start changing. We say that, and then they start changing. Well, like, I want some pie.
Yeah, but that's just like really random. Like we actually barely buy sugar too, so we're kind of a weird dietary
kind of like a
family, and we are not like
we can eat chips like it's going out of style.
Foodies.
I'm not saying we're not junk foodies. We are junk foodies, but like they don't really focus. They are weird about candy sometimes, but they're not, as far as just, they don't just want sweets all the time, except for Gabe. Gabe, like, could eat sweets all his life until he died, and...
Yep, it would kill him if we let him eat
it. Just like, he's like, you go to the China buffet, he eats one small plate of food, and then like 5 bowls of ice cream. And you're like, how much food, like, and then you just really have to monitor. Yeah. But, so... We came up
meal plans.
Yeah, so I originally came up with meal plans, like, you know, when it was just 4 of us. I think I even had them when it was just me and her, possibly. We probably didn't have to have it as much, but
yeah, we were really poor back then.
Small. Yeah, we've had it for different. Yeah, she's all dusty because we just
redid the bathroom. Go look on my channel for it.
Yeah. So, but I was just thinking about it, like even when we switched to vegan. there's just so many things about like having the meal plan. I'm not saying it doesn't work for everybody. Not everybody likes it, and because some people are like, I cannot handle doing the same thing all the time. I understand that's cool. Like,
but we don't.
You gotta do what you want. Like, I mean, her sister,
every day.
Her sister, like, I mean, there's things that like, but they like her, and even her sister's husband, like my brother-in-law Zach. Every once in a while, he's just like gets in the mood to bake like like some really extravagant like dessert thing or something like, and he just does it, and they like to do that, and they like to have the ingredients to do that. So some people, I know this doesn't work for. I'm not saying like, but if you're on a budget, it really does help.
Okay,
and
so what is a meal plan?
I do a rolling cycle of like, and I don't stick to days. Like I don't like I mean, we do tacos on Tuesday and not a lot. Half the time it's just because it happens, but then like sometimes I just do it because everybody's like Taco Tuesday, But and then even
tacos are easy to make.
But even if I do like tacos on a Friday, Jenny's like Taco Tuesday, but on a Friday, like because they always reference the Lego movies. So sometimes I just put it on that day so they say it because it's funny.
Taco Tuesday.
But then when it falls on a Friday, it's just funny because they still say Taco Tuesday, but like on a Friday, like it's just funny. But like tacos is a meal that we do. And tacos was probably the easiest meal to switch to vegan. She just doesn't eat the meat, and she leaves cheese off, and she leaves sour cream off. But she can have all the vegetables,
like refried
and
beans,
the only thing I have to do extra is add a can of like. First we did black beans, but she can eat any type of beans. She can eat refried beans as long as it doesn't have like queso or cheese or something in the thing. So we just get vegetarian or fat free or whatever, like beans, which fat free just takes the lard out. And I'm assuming vegetarian probably just does, and they charge you more for saying it's vegetarian or something. I don't know.
It's gross.
But it's like, so it's super, like tacos is like one of the easiest. Right. Chili, I thought was like
going to be hard.
Cycles. Yeah, so chili is another one
on every night.
I did it like so like pasta. Okay, so 3 consistent ones that have pretty much remained even through non-vegan, from vegan to non-vegan, from non-vegan to vegan. Sorry, have been like Italian spaghetti. She just can't have Alfredo. But the kids only or most of the time the kids only like Alfredo. So some as they've gotten older now, they're like okay with red sauce. But like Augustine, our oldest, hates tomatoes. So like sometimes it's
kids
just
don't like tomatoes.
It's just I love. Tomatoes,
I didn't like tomatoes when I was a kid either.
If I was a kid, there's a lot of vegetables you can hate. Tomatoes ain't one of them, really. I mean.
Yeah. So all these meals are like super economical, but they also are vegan, and they are also good for kids. So it's really interesting the mix we got going on, and they save time, so they're quick.
Like, for us, I've pretty much always done like tacos, some version of Italian like pasta, just like easy pasta. Like I don't do like lasagnas and stuff. I mean they're cool, but like in my opinion, most of the time lasagnas aren't worth the effort you put into it. I mean they taste okay, but like it's like hours worth of work, and then you're like whatever. It's all right.
You love lasagna, though.
It's fine. Okay. I mean, my sister makes a mean lasagna. She does. And I said this, and then she made a lasagna, and her lasagna was really good. But, like, if I get a lasagna at a restaurant, I'm like, eh. And if somebody else cooks it, I'm like, eh. It's not that great, usually. It's like, it's okay. I'd almost rather have spaghetti. I know that maybe is weird for people. Chinese is another one that I find. And, like, all these are, like, all you need is basic ingredients, like pasta, rice. And for her, like you just leave something off, like
we just cook the meat.
The Chinese, everything. You just cook the meat. Even with chili, chili was the other one. Like, and it's not that weird to cook that. Like like you rack your brain, but then you're like, oh, I just cook the meat on the side. I just don't cook it in it. I mean, like the beef, it tastes a little bit better when it's been stewing in the chili, but the kids like have no palate at all, so they don't care. They're just like, oh yeah, load this thing down with meat. They think they're getting more when you cook it on the side because they can just scoop in meat.
They do get more though.
They probably do get more meat because he's not eating it. But but they think it's like cool. We served it
at potlucks, just vegetarian style.
Yeah, and people like
chili, and people are like,
and it's actually another recipe from my sister. I just made it vegan, like she makes really good chili. And I mean, I tweak it a little bit, but and then I definitely tweaked it because I add a couple other because we're missing meat, so I added I actually put green beans and like corn and some different stuff in my chili, which sounds a little bit weird, but I mean, chili seasoning just makes everything taste like chili season. So it's like, it doesn't really matter. It's like green beans is a little bit weird, but it doesn't taste bad. And it just gives it more mass and like texture, and gives her more to eat. Like, so she's not, like she's missing meat, but there's a lot of other stuff, ingredients in there. So
how much do you think it costs for a thing of chili?
I think a chili, I highly doubt it costs much more than $10.
Yeah,
like to make, and
cheap.
it lasts. It used to when the kids didn't really love
it
chili.
Last 3 days,
it used to last the meal for them, and then us for like 2 or 3 days of like eating lunches, which is awesome for her because she, there's not many quick meals that are vegan other than like vegan hot dogs, which I can't imagine are much better than.
But like chips and hummus or something like that.
And stuff. So it's just easy. She just heats up a bowl of chili. Soups are just good leftover. Like they get better. It's like So I think I just feel like I've noticed like God, like sometimes God just does things, gives you ideas about something, and you're doing it because you're kind of lazy, and like but it just works out. I mean, the reason I made a meal plan, I think in the very beginning, was because like I knew I'd want to eat out every night if I just didn't have a plan. Because it's like the Bible says, for lack of vision, people perish. But like honestly, about like mealtime, for lack of vision, for lack of knowing what I'm going to cook, I just don't want to cook. Like it's like so daunting to me. And maybe it's just because I'm a guy. Maybe girls don't feel that way. That like, and probably people that really love cooking, they don't like. I mean, I had a roommate. Not
when you're rushed. No one likes cooking when you're rushed.
It's just and like the idea of coming up with an idea. It's like you have to write a 3-page paper in school. It's like the hardest part is coming up with that first dumb sentence. Like if you have the idea, you can write. Like, and the same with me and for me, it's like that with cooking. Like if I know, like, okay, I've got this in my quiver, I can just pull this meal out. It's a steady, and because we do so consistently the same meals, I kind of know like on Tuesday night when we have piano and stuff, like, and it's just busier, and then like I'm not even gonna start until 4:30. I'm like, all right. How long ago was it we had tacos or pasta? Because those things are quick to cook. And if it wasn't like last night, I can cook one of those. I try not to like, all right, another busy night, tacos again.
Yes. That's fine.
But most of my meals are fairly quick. But then there's some that are. I mean, tacos is like what? It's done when the meat's browned. So I mean, as long as you have it thawed and stuff. But I'm pretty good about coming home and getting whatever I need thawed or whatever, and I try not to, whatever. I'm not even going to go into the microwave thing, but like I hate using the microwave to thaw things. That's all I'll say. So, it's just annoying to me. I think it's
we all have our things.
It's not classy.
Cook, so
I'm too classy for that, even though I do bake. So anyway,
meal planning saves money, saves time.
So, and that was the other thing.
Different things,
and like I just even the things we already had set. I realized they were super easy. Even grilling out in the summer. Yeah. You just grill like really big mushrooms or vegetables instead of like another slab of meat.
They even have like vegan burgers. Yeah. I don't like them as much, but
and as your kids get older, you might as well, because then you use the same amount of meat that would have normally barely fed us, and now it feeds us and a teenager because she doesn't eat meat, so he eats her meat.
They've been eating
it's like lately, like so all of our boys, it's like, oh my god,
we've been working.
They're all teenagers at the same time.
We've been working on thinking about a new like meal plan, because our boys have been eating more, or like even like we had to double like the taco meat because the boys are eating more. And
every once in a while, I do like to add something. It's nice. I mean, we lost one major meal that the boys loved when she went vegan because it's just not. It's not a veganable option. It was like the way you cook it, you prep it with the chicken. So it's just like, and they're like, oh, why don't you ever make that? Sometimes they're like, why don't you ever make that one? I'm like, well, it's not vegan. Like you can make it on a night that mom works. I'm like, yeah, I don't, like it was like one of the hardest, it's like one of the hardest, most time consuming meals. And like, I'm going to make it for like everybody when my wife's not there. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I mean, I make them food, but it's like, I'm not going to do the like, nicest meal on the night my wife is not even home. Like,
we do like do weird meals for like holidays and stuff like that. We'll cook like a big ham or a turkey. Yeah, I'm normally in charge of all that and those weird recipes.
Yeah, she
sometimes
does like
I come up with like the
she
innovation.
rarely ever cooks, but like when we have to cook for like a large guy or like Thanksgiving dinner, She always cooks it. I don't
know why.
I've never cooked a turkey. I don't want to because I don't even like turkey. Like she makes it. She's like, I'm gonna make a turkey. The boys love it. I'm like, I hate turkey.
The boys do love turkey.
They do.
Yeah.
I mean, they love any. If they can eat any scenario in which our children can consume a whole bird, that's a good day for them.
I feel like my job in the house sometimes is like innovating and making the structure to make it easier, and then Chad just carries it out. Like does the dude.
I like to know.
I make the concept easier, and then Chad does the concept. And
my job.
That's how we work.
That's why I love my job. Like my job is like stocking 7-Up. I know what I'm supposed to. Like you just make it look good. If you have it in back, you bring it out.
And that's why I like my job, which is innovative and thinking on my feet and never the same.
I don't want
problem solving. I love problem solving.
I love the same thing.
You got to work with each other's skills if you're buried during this thing.
I do like adventure, but there's areas I like adventure in. Like, I don't like the adventure of like, oh, what are we gonna cook tonight after I work? It's gonna be such a just what are we gonna cook? I just want to know.
Yeah, low stress and that makes makes our
menial tasks. I don't want stress about menial tasks. I don't want to stress out about so let it be about like adopting from China or something like how am I going to come up with $40,000 for that? Like let's stress about something that actually matters, not about like what we're going to eat tonight because we're going to have to eat again for the next like however many days we're alive. You know, like I don't want to stress about stupid stuff. It's like dishes. Like I don't like dishes are dishes. I don't mind to do dishes, but there's no reason if dishes becomes like a stress. Like if I can take any stress that would come with dishes out, I'm going to take it out. Because it's like, she's like, why don't you use the dishwasher? Because I have to clean them again after the dishwasher's done. That's why I don't do dishwashers. Like, I just wash them. It's one time and it's done. So,
so that's
I enjoy
planning.
it.
Yeah, you did good.
So,
so if you have any questions about meal planning, put it in the comments below. And then also, we are going to tell you guys about exactly how much we got back in taxes in the next video.
Yeah.
We're going to tell you the numbers. It's going to be crazy. Most people are weird about numbers, and we're not weird about numbers. We're open books. We basically just, like, here we are. Here's our insides. Here's everything about our life. So we're going to tell you everything and how we're going to spend it and how you should spend yours, too. I hope that you have not went out and bought a giant flat screen TV, the most expensive one of its line yet. I hope you haven't done that.
I'm trying to get her to let me get a TV right
now. No, we are debt-free people.
Not a very expensive one. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, why are we debt-free if I can't get a TV now, right?
Because we have other dreams. TV is not a good dream.
I did want to finish one more thing.
Okay, sorry.
I keep not, because I'm a storyteller and then I get lost in my story, so I'm sorry about that.
He says a story and then he tells a story and then tells a little story.
But this was, I mentioned this in the last video where I was talking to you guys about, like, you know, like shopping, like for 2 weeks. And the meal plan, I mentioned it there, but like, when I was saying that about like, sometimes God just like causes you to do something in a way that you don't realize how much of a blessing it is. The meal plan actually, like, I didn't have like this systematic way of shopping before the meal plan. I had the meal plan first, and then I realized over time, like, the meal plan actually makes shopping really easy. Like if I just like, I mean, I know what I'm cooking, so I know what to get. So I would like, it does really help in that way. And
otherwise you're buying weird stuff.
Helps save money. It really does. I mean, like it's like simple things
and reduces waste. It's so good. You're gonna throw I
hate throwing stuff away.
It's so wrong.
If you, I don't know, it probably bothers most of you anyway. But if you go to another country and you see how much people don't have, it definitely starts to bother you. And I spent a lot of my life in another country with kids that like, you know, just like had nothing. Like they play soccer better than me.
Banana.
Yeah, they play soccer better than me and no shoes because like they destroy. I mean, I would buy them shoes all the time, like for the entire orphanage, a lot. And like in a month or two, they're kids. Like they play soccer every day.
They're like our kids.
And they just destroy them. It's like a month or two later, and you're like, I tried to buy nice ones, but I don't even know if nice shoes exist in some of these countries sometimes. Like, but even if they do, they're kids. They just like destroy them and like. And you know, so like anytime I have to throw food away, I hate that. Like I hate throwing anything. Well, I do like getting rid of junk, but you know, food. You know, like when somebody like I don't want to throw something that's good away.
Yeah.
that somebody else could be eating.
Yeah.
And I can't exactly buy a plane ticket to another country to give my food to somebody every time.
Our kids tell us that when I'm like, don't waste food. Well, can we give it to them? No. Oh my
I
God.
guess if we lived in a bigger city, maybe we could find somebody that wanted it too. But
Your leftovers, you eat it. You eat that food.
funny thing, we were in Barcelona, right?
Oh.
And we had food left over, and we tried to give it to this guy that was begging, and he would not take our vegan tacos. And he didn't even know they were
so
vegan.
weird.
It was like he knew, but there's no way he could possibly have known.
I know.
And I was like, you just got
I was like, I think he just
taco
wants
rejected.
money. And he's like, no, I don't want your tacos.
But
But they're really good tacos. Like, they had mock
funny.
meat. I don't know. It was good.
Sorry, it was funny.
I
It
loved
was just
Barcelona.
funny.
They had the best food in the whole world for
They
vegans.
did have a lot of
Yeah.
different options on good food.
Now we're
and
ready
cheap.
to leave.
That pizza was so good. Have you ever just go to Barcelona and get some pizza?
You want to say goodbye to our friends? Bye, friends. Have the best day ever. That was
just
my
gotta
line
stop
from
talking.
my channel, but you guys can have it too. All right, don't outspend yourself. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.